go with the Aghanim Scepter build, because if she goes for something farming oriented, a Slark will be able to beat her in a carry-on-carry matchup, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it.
I think you can go like 1 or 2 items in Ags, but Ags is for sure pick up this game at some point, unless she's completely snowballing. In that case, like, items don't really matter that much.
Then let's see what this NiP draft can do. Hopefully they can pick up a win, because they desperately need one as we move on to game number 1.
That's right. Both of our teams need a win here at the Omega League. Neither team has managed to pick up that victory, but obviously Ninjas the Pajamas elimination is very clearly on the line for them right now, Fog.
Yeah, and I mean, when you're in elimination games and you're going for this Luna, I don't think anyone else has picked Luna at all. Definitely been curious by it. I'm in the same boat with Jenkins. I'm not sure about this hero either. I was asking Brian too, because I'm like, Brian, you know, carry guy, what's up with this hero? And he's like, I don't know. I don't see Luna. So I'm really curious to see what they're going to do with it. I'm expecting some innovation. So it looks like potentially maybe some type of like aggro kind of lane here they're going to style with.
It is something that they have tried once before. The Luna pick didn't work though.
Okay. Well, I guess like they do have that way to just like the tower taking and everything with your Venge, with your Nature's Prophet. You get pickups with the Bat and the Clockwork, right? But still feeling it to be kind of hard because there is that Slark versus that Bat Rider, so he's always going to have ways to play around it. I don't see great options for Clockwork either besides Lina, right? Like hookshotting Doom, kind of tough. Doom's a pretty built-in tanky kind of guy. Io can tether out of it. Ruby can lift and throw you out of it. Slark can pounce out of it. Yeah, it just feels like Liquid does have a good amount of planning here in particular versus those opening picks of NiP.
So Liquid seems like they felt it was very important for them to get the right lane matchups here. As they were sitting inside of their base trying to determine what their side lanes were going to consist of. Now, Ninjas of Pajamas did have that very, very deep ward at the bottom cliff area, which probably should have seen the Doom run out to lane.
Yeah, I mean, both teams. I don't think I've seen both teams be so like adamant about getting those lane matchups, just because those wards are very strange, right? Like, don't really see that so often. They get the Slark versus the Bat. They're happy. The lanes need to be swapped immediately from NiP. Liquid reading the situation perfectly.
And so we're probably going to see Liquid respond with some TP plays of their own.
And they'll win that one there because Bat already TP'd. Slark's now bottom. Doom can make his free TP toward top, and they can switch their lanes, and NiP can't respond. And now they even have like a Lina versus Nature's Prophet mid, which we didn't get to touch on too much, but seems pretty okay for Koifa.
Why didn't Boxy TP?
I don't know. He's still holding it.
He could have just went deep. Oh, I guess he just wants a creep.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. But, I mean, still, it's a lot of time wasted, and now by the time you do make it to that top lane, they're going to be level 2. Kill threat you. Yeah, definitely confused to see why he's not TPing him. Now he obviously can because Era is standing on him, but...
Yeah. He's just going to shadow Boxy the entire way.
Okay. I mean, now he will TP... Not sure, Cap.
Well, Rubik's going to get a fast level 2 at least.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's okay. That's fine. We've seen that a couple of times where they're able to do that. And Taiga, very experienced Rubik player, but they saw the Bat. Like, they saw him. Yeah. All right, well, you know, it's okay.
And it feels even worse because it's not like Boxy got something that was value. You know, the Satyr Mana Stealer. Not sure if that's the best pickup.
Not bad versus Venge, though, right?
Yeah, like, it's true.
It does chunk that mana to reduce, like, the stuns and the pressure. It'll work out. It's okay. Just weird. So, yeah, lanes, though. I think Liquid has to be the happier side for sure. They get the matchups that they wanted.
And then we've got our mid lane matchup, the Lina versus the Nature's Prophet, which both you and the analysts were saying this Lina is going to make the Luna's game very hard.
Yeah, I do think so. Just your low HP, just your look at the threshold. It's always going to be there to be able to set up for those Laguna combos.
Even later on when you get BKB, there's an Aghanims for Lina, so she does that pure damage to threaten you.
Yeah. And, I mean, she does have to watch out. That's the one thing, right? Lina has to watch out for these heroes that get on top of her, the Venge, swap the Clockwork and stuff like that. But because he's mid, he's going to be enabled a bit more. Taiga, looking to get aggro on him here. I think they got chased for that there. Okay. Surprised Charlie actually went over. I guess he wanted to make sure that they can interrupt the pull. Okay, I don't know. He's just trying to zone him out, I guess. He lost his courier for it, though, to creeps.
Yeah, that's a little awkward.
Core players and their courier usage.
Yep. They just can't seem to handle it.
No. And this looks like such a tough lane. Like Clockwork and Batrider versus Io Slayer. You don't do anything down here.
No.
It's a free farm for NiP.Ace. You can't actually pressure Insania, and they can turn and get aggressive.
Yeah, NiP.Ace is going to start sealing up some stats. He may not be able to kill Saberlight, especially with Era coming in and doing a nice cogs, but still, the amount of damage he put out, it's going to just kill some of Ninjas the Pajamas' economy as they start burning through their regen.
And I feel like if you want to be able to do those plays, like I'm mentioning about getting on top of Lina and stuff like that, you want Era to have a good game.
Yeah.
But Era is not going to have a good game down here. He's going to be shut down pretty hardcore. And already we see those, rune rotations coming out. Taiga checks top rune. They didn't check the rune for the Batrider. So now Lina gets a full regen filled up. All right, for the Nature's Prophet, sorry.
It's not even like Era, like in this sort of situation, I'd be looking at this lane and be like, I don't want to be here. I'm going to go gank top. Try lane time, right? But Saberlight, he probably doesn't want Era to leave because he's so threatened by that Slark with the extra movement speed from the IO tether.
Yeah, I think they actually just have to pull lane. I don't think there's anything else you can do down here. Pull lane, make plays top, have your Nature's Prophet TP and set up for kills, right? Like, just leave Saberlight on his own. I don't see Era accomplishing too much down here.
Fate Bolt onto 2, plus a lot of Scorched Earth damage there. Ninjas the Pajamas are pushed back.
Oh, but I guess you'll get a courier.
Okay. Not too bad. Trying to get the distance right now to be able to get the cogs pushed back. You can see NiP.Ace trying to limit that distance. He's stopping his animation after he attacks every single time to try and keep it close as possible. The cogs finally goes out. One hit from the IO, but that's not enough. 20 HP is what he'll survive on. And Era can start backing up for the bounty runes if he wishes.
Did he get bottled? I think it looked like he got bottled.
Maybe,
there
yeah.
Between the hit, because he was a little bit lower. Maybe saved him, maybe didn't. Either way.
Yeah, and he gets given the bottle by Saberlight to go refill it. Once again, damn, that damage.
The beauty of having that hero mid.
Yep.
It's pretty crazy how much. I was actually looking at like the math on how much it is as bottom. They're looking to get aggro. Bit of trades here. Saberlight trying to turn with a TP from Supreme.
2 seconds till the tether is back up. They need the distance to make sure Insania gets that long jump away.
Ooh, nice by Era.
They do manage to stop it with a battery assault and get the kill anyway.
Very nice. Yeah, I mean, Nature's Prophet 6 so early on. That last bounce, it does almost 800 damage at level 1. Or like, it's like 696, I think it is, if you get it on the exact last bounce.
Yeah. And then you just throw in, like, if they have the null talismans, exactly, you get some extra percentage out of that. It starts becoming pretty insane.
Yeah, I like when people utilize it as maximum. It's like immediately when that 6 comes, you go for those aggro plays, and they did that really nicely. Good TP too, like we said, from Supreme, pressuring tower a bit here too. So far, some really nice moves by him. He will have to respond to mid though, because you leave mid versus Lina. Lina can poke tower pretty effectively as well.
Yeah, who's gonna head over there? Because it seems like Supreme really wants to stick on this bottom tower, and Koifa is actually going to be the one to rotate first.
Tower, I think, is pretty much in deny range though, but
yeah.
Arcane Rune TP, so not as ineffective there for Koifa, and they will secure themselves that deny.
So Ninjas the Pajamas still get that early tower lead.
Yeah. And
we'll see if they can actually build on that. That is the start of what they have to do with Nature's Prophet, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Just look, I mean, especially because of how bad that bottom lane was potentially going to be, right? That Batrider versus the Slark, Clockwork 2. They've now enabled the bat a little bit. NiP.Ace is going to have a place to farm freely now, but now they can open up and make more plays around top to shut down this Doom, which they've done a really good job of.
Yeah.
He's only level 4.
Not a happy camper, that's for sure. Tries to soak some of the experience of this hard camp that's being farmed, though. He can't get too close because Charlie having that level 6, plenty of kill power.
Yeah, and there's always the threat of the TP rotations from Nature's Prophet too. Koifa trying to trade here onto the tower a little bit. Didn't see what happened to his catapult wave. I guess he wasn't able to actually successfully set up a pull.
But here comes that Furion. Box is going to try and juke into the tree, stay out of sight. So Charlie can't lose that ultimate, but he doesn't even need it. Thanks to all that physical damage. Good blocks by Supreme. Toss back here into the LSA. Very nicely comboed. Unfortunately, Koifa's out of mana, so they're just going to have to go for the attacks, but it is enough. Era dies. First kill for Team Liquid, and a second regen rune for Koifa.
Very nice timing there. And with the phase boots, he has that nice physical I actually like that he went for the phase boot build. I think this little slight bit of movement speed and turn rate when you're playing versus Batrider, right? Actually super effective, and you've got that extra right-click punch. He's got Laguna. They want Charlie. This could easily be a setup here with this ward.
Smoke's gonna break. They spot Charlie. Charlie sees them, and he's fast enough, stays out of range.
Nice move, nice dodge.
Another one would be the phase against these treants, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna be Nature's Prophet, can very often kind of get on top of the Lina and threaten him or her. Gonna start building into the Yule Scepter. Here comes that first ult from Charlie.
Hey.
It's the kill on Insania.
I mean, they're making real good aggressive moves early on with every single time Supreme has ulti. Like, even then, he did try to throw it out there. Sure, it didn't bounce down there, but yeah, they're being very active.
Looks like a team, to me, that came a lot better prepared than they had in some of the previous matches that we saw.
More comfortable. I think it's more comfortable heroes that they're used to playing as well, too, right? Like Saberlight on his bat. Charlie, as you said, he's played that Luna before. Yeah, off to a pretty damn good start here, all things considered, because they did have that. You know, Liquid was the one who swapped lanes and got the lanes that they wanted. So I think you'd have to be in a pretty happy position here as NiP that all of these things did play out like this.
I would like to see them like what they're doing here, giving Era a little bit of solo experience, since they do have, you know, 2 cores that can spend a lot of time jungling and stuff. They gotta boost these sports experiences. We're about to hit 10 minutes and neither one is close to 6, so.
Yeah, we're about to start hitting that big mid game, and they can utilize these, you know, they can utilize that Nature's Prophet ult so well if Era does have those levels. So yeah, definitely do like that move. He's soaking that one up. He is still very under-leveled though.
Meanwhile, you said that Ninjas of Pajamas feels like their draft is very comfortable for them. Do you feel the same about Liquid in their lineup?
Not so much. I don't see them really play these heroes as often, right? It's usually Koifa playing more of his style. I don't see him play the Lina that much. Sure, he does still play it, but yeah, definitely different. I haven't really thought of them as so much of an IO team either, so.
Smoke wrap. They see the Rubik, and I feel like they're just gonna have to settle for that kill. They didn't want it. They wanted something much grander, but sadly, this is all they're gonna get. It is in time for that 10 minutes each wagon push, though, so they're gonna get some nice damage on this mid tower as a result.
And Supreme comes. He's gonna have Orchid. He actually already has it. Wow. Okay. 10 minutes treads Orchid with the Bloodstone, or with the Blightstone. I mean, this is really fast timing versus Lina and Doom. These heroes are very threatened by this Orchid early on.
And Liquid do not formulate a response fast enough. They lose that tower, which was pretty much full health, to one simple push. Now, granted, this is a lineup that is going to have to play it a bit slower and pick and choose their battles, right?
Absolutely. It's just, I'm very surprised how poor they went after like lanes. Just because of a couple rotations. It's got nice body
This
blocks.
was an optimistic play, and it would have been cool. Okay, they actually maybe... Nope, they're not going to be able to get anything out of this unless the Orchid comes out. Nope, immediately breaks down the tree. So yeah, a pretty optimistic play from Ninjas Pajamas. It would have been really sick if they pulled off a swap into instant lasso, but now they're going to be caught in a really nasty situation. Supreme knows it too. He just stopped, turned around, and started attacking people because they relocate from the side. It looks like they're going to be able to get the pounce onto the Bat Rider here. Charlie playing the in and out game, trying to poke at these heroes, but Mickey is getting so strong off the stats he has stolen. They just didn't have the firepower to be able to truly turn and fight Liquid.
I think they have to be thankful that they didn't lose more heroes there. Era actually hook shots in.
Era decided to go back in and sacrifice life for Koifa, and that's because the Wrath of Nature is up, as is the Eclipse with the neutral creeps. They actually tank up both of the Eclipses there. A very minimum amount of hero damage being done by either side with those 2 spells. Nice planning of the GG branch to be able to block out that little hole, but he is still going to be found here inside the trees. He does another play here, but he has no TP, so he's going to have to Quelling Blade through, but eventually there is going to be a dead end. His fate is sealed, and Ninjas of Pajamas get their 8th kill.
I like how they just turned up with everybody on both sides, right? First Liquid, it's like, uh-oh, that relocate's coming out. Good positioning for them to get some setup kills. The Lucent Beam, I feel, actually saved that Nature's Prophet. It looked like Laguna was mid-cast animation.
Oh, yeah.
And then they can actually turn it all around because then Liquid overchases a bit there. Great reset by NiP. He was like mid-animation of Laguna and that mini-stun. And because of that, Nature's Prophet gets another ulti off. Those big bounces come through.
It's a little bit scary to me that Liquid was able to take a fight against Ninjas in Pajamas without having to defuse the blade yet on the Slark.
Yeah, definitely. And they didn't have to really expend anything big, right? That was 4.5, 5 ultimates that came out from NiP. A swap, Wrath of Nature, Eclipse, Hookshot, and last. It was everything. I said 4.5 because there's still one swap left, but
sure.
Liquid didn't have to use any of theirs. They just like kind of chased them out here. Yeah. So yeah, I definitely agree with that there. They will be able to back up and farm some stacks though, where it's very beneficial that they were able to push Liquid back, because now Liquid can't actually make an aggressive move themselves to contest this.
That being said, Ninjas in Pajamas, they're going to still hit a really big timer here at about 5 minutes, right? Another timing will be around the BKB of the Luna, I'm sure, but once you get that like first stat item, and you're probably going to get your, what is Saberlight's current build? He is a bit far from the Blink Dagger for now, so maybe a little bit longer than 5 minutes, I guess we'll have to see. But once you get that strong combination of initiation plus the stat build up on Charlie,
yeah, definitely strong. And they have they have all these little items that build up. Like Era, I said he was gonna have a rough game. He's actually done pretty damn well, all things considered. Look at his net worth. He's got a drums. So if they're all grouped together on NiP with their ultis combined, their team fights are stronger than Liquid's on paper, just straight up. Yeah, it's gonna be up to Taiga to kind of change that one if they get a Doom setup, kind of isolate certain heroes. But yeah, NiP, that group with Eclipse, with Nature's Prophet ulti, it's a lot of damage that Liquid's heroes can't absorb because they're fragile. It's really just Boxy who's that tanky boy on their team. Everyone else, very squishy.
Misha makes the call. Time is of the essence here. Smokes up just him and Era. Saberlight is going to kind of blindly head on into the enemy jungle here. Looks like Liquid have made the read of what's going on, though.
Yeah. They have all their ults, so it's their go time to try to make something happen. Liquid just playing a lot more defensively. A very passive kind of game style from them this time around. Yeah. Only 3 kills.
Again, something that feels like a little bit different. I wonder if those losses to, like, Secret is, maybe an expected loss.
Sure.
But, like, Viking GG, I have no doubt Liquid looks at Viking GG and says, that's a team we should be able to beat, right? And so maybe they're... maybe some of that has changed the game plan for Liquid and how they're going to approach these matches for the rest of Omega League. I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, I mean, this one's just like, all right, Mickey, you're Slark in a pretty good match, a core-to-core matchup. Yeah. This one's going to be a lot on you.
And it kind of looks like a nice hook shot there from Aaron's going to be able to find the initiation onto Boxy. Flame break into the Cogs push is a cute little combo that guarantees a bit of extra chain stun.
Liquid kind of looks a bit lost with the way that they're playing a bit. I think they're realizing like there's just no way that they can fight, so they're probably just like hit creeps until we actually do have Diffusal Slark so that he can feel a bit safer. Quakefoot just probably feels very worried because if he walks in, he's so fragile. They just don't have they don't have anyone that can actually tank any of these spells, really.
It feels like to me, Liquid have the sort of lineup where they just kind of gone ahead and said, we're the better team. Like, we're going to kind of just draft ourselves that better late game and wait for the enemy team to make a mistake. Like, they just make 1 or 2 errors and then our Slark will take over the game.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely what it looks like because they're all just farming. Like, and look at Quakefoot's item build too, right? Got the Yules, hasn't used it yet this game, but he's just like, I need to farm for BKB because there's too many things I have to play against that get on me.
The truth is, though, Ninjas in Pajamas, they haven't really made any mistakes just yet. They haven't gotten themselves either a big lead, but they are doing a good job of trying to take more and more map control, pushing Liquid out of their own jungle, and still maintaining a high level of farm on this Luna and the Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very fortunate that they took the tier 2 bottom. They actually they can take this outpost. They can actually take the double outpost pre-20 minutes, which you do not see very often in these type of games.
Yeah, which is something that Liquid, they kind of have to formulate a game plan. But the problem is that it's very obvious. Like, you kind of have to just 5-man into that bottom outpost, which is something that Ninjas in Pajamas, if they want, they could take a full 5-on-5 there. Boxy turns around, just goes straight for the Doom because he was being threatened by Era here.
There's the reload.
The relocate's going to come in to try and ensure the kill, but they are going to fight back here. Supreme is going to show up and try and quickly kill this IO. Insania trying to dance away to the trees, doesn't quite make it. BKB activated by Supreme, so instead they're going to go for Boxy. Boxy is going to be able to bring down Saberlight here. Boxy runs the opposite direction of the rest of his team. They all retreat down as he runs up.
They're going to go
still hitting the trees. Yes, look at that. Supreme doesn't have his BKB BKB anymore. They still have the double damage onto Luna. The Orchid goes out onto him. Yule Scepter is going to quickly remove that. Now he starts getting off some of those spells. Throws out the Laguna Blade, threatening, and he managed to get away. No, the last bounce does manage to kill him, but still a big win for Liquid as they clean up on that team fight and end up wiping Ninjas in Pajamas ultimately, because it all started off with a Clockwork kill.
I was very surprised how they actually all TP'd down to fight. As then I saw, you know, the Nature's Prophet BKB, but you can't hold your ground. As soon as that BKB starts ticking away, you know it's going to happen. Mickey will take over this fight. It's a very, very good Slark game, all things considered in this one. I feel like they forced it very hard there on the side of NiP going for that. Like, Era wanted to set up for the play, but you're not killing the big hero. You're not getting the Slark. You got Lina, but this game, as we said, it's all about Mickey. This game is Mickey's game to carry.
That's super scary. Taiga has a Blink Dagger, and I bet he could probably hold on to the Eclipse if he really wants to.
Yeah, and he can probably like almost solo kill a lot of these cores here with that max level lift with the combo too.
Yeah.
It's going to be some time, 80 seconds if he does choose to keep it, but that's, I mean, that's so huge for Liquid. Now they're completely online. The Slark had just finished the Fusel Blade, and he got 3 kill cleanup, so he's probably approaching that next item on top of that Luna. I mean, whenever you have a Luna and you see now that Slark is 1300, well, I mean, they obviously don't know, but we do. You see this net worth disparity, you're going to start getting very concerned. Luna wants to play Luna wants to play like an item ahead of Slark, and now you're going to be behind a full item. Yeah, look at that. They're taunting. I mean, that's some confidence already.
They're definitely feeling themselves. And Ninjas in Pajamas, another thing that's going to be denied by not taking control of this game and not being the leaders is this little lineup that can do Roshan. They're supposed to be able to build off of that. That's a way that Luna can continue to maintain dominance in a game. Is, yeah, maybe you're a little bit afraid of being bursted down by this Lina, but you get a second life and all's forgiven.
Yeah. And also, I mean, that aggressive play bottom, now they're not going to actually take, they took the tier 2, but they're not going to get the outpost. They're not going to deny it away because of that aggressive move. Like I said, I feel like they forced it just a bit too hard down there rather than playing it just a tiny bit slower. I feel like they just were like, hey, Charlie, you have to show up. And now Charlie's probably like, damn it, dude, why'd you guys make me go bottom?
Yeah, he was working his way towards that BKB too.
Yeah, and he, like we saw there, he really needs it in order to stand his ground. I mean, they're going to keep smoking. They're going to keep looking for these aggressive plays. Every time they have Wrath of Nature, they are making sure they do look for some type of kills.
Yeah, they can't really slow it down. Saberlight's going to start approaching the high ground here. Blinks. Okay, that was like a 400 range blink. Straight down. So I'm not sure if that's exactly what he wanted.
Waste smoke. That's like an impossible kill anyway with the IO behind the Slark.
Would you try it if you're Supreme? Would you TP to that outpost?
Oof,
you got BKB.
They still have a couple seconds to take that outpost away, but nah, it's not gonna happen. Do they not realize?
Maybe they forgot.
I mean, it's just chilling there. They take the tier 2. I really thought they would take it right away afterwards, but
he's gonna be able to see this rotation coming from Liquid. Doesn't have the mana. He could pop the stick charge and try and hookshot away if he really wants to. He's got the hookshot up now, but isn't even gonna try. I think he maybe could have just hookshotted over to that hard camp.
Yeah. He was a lot tankier than I think that they expected to because of that Essence Ring, but gives up a kill, and because he's tanky, I think he gives up like 6 or 7 stacks to the Slark now too, so Slark in a better fighting form if a fight does kick off right now.
And also speeds along his process of farming through this jungle as well.
Breathing room, they can all push their lanes out. They don't have to worry about some annoying clockwork too. Yeah, Liquid's getting quite a bit more here out of the map now after that little bit of a shaky start. And they can get a deep aggressive wards down too, so you were mentioning about that Roche. Now they're going to be more aware if NiP does look to set up around that area.
We're going to check out the Roche pit here. They do have their BKBs, so Ninjas in Pajamas, I feel like this is where you're kind of all in.
But Liquid also has
to keep forcing fights.
Right, I think Koikfa as well just picked up hit. I think they're actually going to have triple BKB on Liquid in a second.
Jesus.
So they're actually, I think they're going to match perfectly versus NiP's probably like, oh, we got this power spike. But Liquid, they've got the power spike to match right now too.
And that's what you're talking about, where Luna's supposed to be a item ahead. You get the BKB before everybody else. You run into a fight, pop Eclipse. It's like, I've won the fight. This is over. If you're on even grounds, though, then Eclipse doesn't do a damn thing.
I see Liquid already drawing the line too. It looks like they don't want to defend the tower. They want to smoke and catch people on the retreat.
Yeah.
And let's see if they're able to.
Maybe they can catch them if they push forward into the high
they actually got high
ground.
ground
That may be a perfect opportunity. Telekinesis starting things off. LSA, it looks like the Bat Rider's just going to die right away unless the swap. No, Quaifa's going to hunt him down with a Laguna Blade, and Misha's life is forfeit as well. Maybe even a Courier. Yeah, they'll get that too. Boxy pushing forward with all that movement speed is helping to spot somebody here. They still have to relocate, and they're going to relocate right on top of Charlie. They're going to buy back onto Misha here. He does have the swap, and he's going to need it too because Charlie's in some trouble. Has been doomed up. He actually does an offensive swap instead, and Charlie gets some time to lay out some Laguna Blade damage as he's bouncing back and forth onto Boxy. The relocate back out now. Boxy no longer having his BKB, and the Doom is about to wear out onto Charlie. He's got to be careful of the Lina, though. And it looks like the Bat Rider is the one who stumbles a little bit too far forward. Instead, Taiga, who'd stolen the swap, manages to get Boxy to safety here. Supreme with the BKB teleport out will be fine. But it's still a terrible fight for Ninjas in Pajamas. I mean, they bought back for that and didn't really get anything good.
Bought back and died on the both of them immediately. And now, I mean, what, 22 stacks on the Slark. He can run around and continue being even more aggressive. Oh, boy. They've hit their timing absolutely perfectly just to match you. Like we said, NiP, if they were an item ahead, that would have been perfect for them. They would have been able to take it, but smoking onto the high ground as well, too. And now, like we said, it's 22 stacks on Slark. He's looking for fights.
Looks like Mickey wants to go for Supreme instead, and Supreme doesn't have his BKB back up, but they didn't have a pounce either. Charlie, oh no, he has no way to be able to cut through the trees, so the stolen sprout from Taiga is going to be able to find this kill. Downside to being a range carry, I guess.
Oof. Oh, man, it's starting to get out of hand real quick.
Yeah.
Make it 5-0-9. Oh, my goodness. This Slark is massive. And like you said, full item ahead on top of Luna. Eye of Scotty is, in my opinion, one of the most insane items when you're playing versus ranged carries. You don't attack, you don't move once you get hit by it a couple times. Yeah, all the way up to a 5K gold lead, and Liquid's really starting to snowball now.
The hunt continues, and Supreme
has to.
That's another BKB charge down the drain.
Quaifa's even going for his own right-click damage in this game, too. He's starting to feel very confident with that Grove Bow. That distance he can...
I mean, Quaifa is going to scale into a big right-clicker. Boxy went for the Devourer Gold, so he's just going to continue to get bigger and bigger. Like, they're going to have 3 cores that all take over the game, while Ninjas in Pajamas, they have a Furion and Luna, who we've been talking about, both operate from being ahead.
Yeah, I can see now. I'm so like when we put it like so straightforward like that, right? You can see why Era was really trying to force stuff bottom, right? They're trying to force the issue because that's what their draft is about. It's about mid-game getting ahead and staying ahead. Once you start falling behind with this draft, the game just becomes so difficult to play. Especially now that your Bat Rider, your initiator, he bought back too, so like he's a lot poorer. He's so susceptible. And now they don't really have a true frontliner in their draft. Where we were mentioning like Liquid didn't before, the Doom is tanky enough, but NiP doesn't have that. Their frontline is a Nature's Prophet with BKB for the most part.
They have an idea of where Liquid is, and this time they're going to be the ones on the high ground here, trying to get the initiation off the Slark. It looks like they got him. No, the relocate comes in.
Oh, no.
Bails him out. Misha barely got away with his life as the Laguna Blade by itself almost killed him.
Oh, that was such good preparation by NiP too.
Yeah.
But Liquid, they were there at the ready. Yeah, definitely tip your IO there.
It's so hard. Like maybe if you're against like the Abaddons, even Oracle, like it's pretty long range, but dude, Tether is the longest range save. Bat Rider, it's so hard to play against that. You just cannot pull them fast enough, far enough away.
Oh man, that's so unfortunate. I thought maybe if they had him there, that could be a big snowball route thing because it's right around the Brosh area, right around this entire area that they want to play with. Now, they expended so much. Now Liquid's going to be full on the aggression themselves. They only have to worry about the Slark not having BKB for about 20 seconds or so, but they know not a whole lot is up for NiP mid.
Offensive swap actually going out. Boxy.
Okay.
He gets ripped apart by all that physical damage. Another swap going out. It's Misha pulling Taiga into a position. Nice stolen swap though, but it does manage to kill Quaifa. Taiga, why would you do that to your cores? And he swaps again, but he's dead.
What the?
Okay, I was about to say, somebody tip Taiga for that, and that's exactly what Ninjas in Pajamas do. They know Taiga just gifted them a free kill on Quaifa.
godly aggressive swaps coming out from Misha, and not godly defensive swaps coming out from Taiga, throwing Koifa into the midst. And like we mentioned, it was around Roche. They did that without Eclipse. They did that without a lot of their ultimates there. They caught Liquid with their pants down.
They really did. Think Liquid, they felt so confident. No Eclipse. Look how like we've been winning every single fight lately. We're almost complete with Scotty. We almost have that Daedalus.
Oh man.
And now in Aegis of Pajamas, they've been given a new lease on life. They've got an Aegis.
Aegis, Halberd now finished. They just got a full item up on the Luna too. Now, like you mentioned, that second life, especially versus a hero like Doom, will be so much more beneficial. And they get time to boost, get those quick neutral items too. Get themselves that Titan Sliver.
And it feels like the physical damage of the Luna is beginning to ramp up.
Yep.
They've got the double aura combination as well, the Venge and Luna together.
Yeah, wow. I'm just very, I think it just had, fully, this Liquid had no idea that they were going to try to make an aggressive move without ultis up, so. Got to be a little bit more careful, especially on Boxy's positioning there. He was very far away from his entire team. Now they're on the back foot versus this Aegis. How quick things turn.
Yeah.
Charlie all the way up to level 20.
Got the 8 stats talent. Slark is about to get his level 20, and he's just now grabbing his Scotty. So.
Okay, so I mean, he's still happy, but now he's playing into some counters that he can't get rid of, right? These halberds, they've already got the one in the Luna. I believe the Clockwork is about to have one finished up as well. So these disarms can really change the tide of those fights. Slark, tough time playing against those.
Man, having Spider like saved so much. That hook shot nicely picked onto Insania, trying to keep him from being able to tether away. The tether goes out, but the battery assault stops it. They keep the silence on to NiP.Ace. NiP.Ace forced to use his BKB here. Tries to side the Sprout, though, is going to have to go for the Shadow Dance. Pouncing. The rest of his team is drawing close, but Ninjas of Pajamas, they have so much good chase here. Another Dark Pack that wears out. Swap? No, not quite there from Misha. He tried, but wasn't close enough. And now Boxy, he's going to be the target as the swap goes on to him, canceling his TP. Swap back into the rest of the team. Bolt charges used to be able to get an important core kill.
Man, they're just owning Boxy this entire game too. I feel like he hasn't gotten a very successful Doom except for that one top every single time. It's him like just trying to bail out his teammates or just dying to this right click. And I mean, NiP now they have an option to go high ground.
Yeah, the snowball rolls forward and crashes into the tier 3. It's gone. The barracks are going to die.
Holy crap!
Very short time.
I cannot believe after Liquid acquired a 7,000 gold lead, that NiP is able to take this back over here. This is like we said, peak timings for them. It's all about this early on-ish game. And Charlie has gotten so much. I mean, it's 2 sets of wrecks just off of that.
NiP.Ace, he's going to come in from behind, see if he can kind of sandwich the team. Relocate out is going to be able to save Koifa here, but Taiga is going to be left behind. And NiP.Ace trying to build up that damage on a Supreme, who activates his BKB. The buyback coming out from Taiga does steal a Lucent Beam. They're just trying to slow down Supreme as much as possible. Scotty's doing really good work. They did manage to cancel Slark while the Dark Pact is down, chaining up the stuns. They need a little bit more. NiP.Ace trying to jump away, but he's dead. Caught by the wrath of nature. Boxy eliminates Batrider, who does not have that buyback, but without their damage of the Slark, can they actually win the rest of this fight? Boxy going in with the Doom, but Supreme standing tall. Laguna Blade's going to lay out him, and he does fall. A dieback for him. Liquid do manage to appropriately target him down, but it's going to cost them so much as Koifa is going to be slowed to a crawl here. He dies as well. All 3 of the core's lives trashed. And now
just go for the base immediately. They used everything. Like Slark's dead, Laguna was used, Doom was used. I think this is game.
They just buy back on Doom and Alina. Like, what are they possibly going to do without Laguna Blade, without Doom?
They're going to kill this tower very fast here with those auras. Once that tower's down, the glaive bounces come in too. I'm pretty sure Liquid just gets mega creeps here. Buyback from Boxy, but
He's going to be able to push him back into the rest of the team, chaining up with the missile. Nicely stun relocate out. It actually does save him. And Boxy with the Centaur stun did so much work there, but he is going to be able to get away. But the buildings are still in trouble, and Koifa has to quickly run back into the lane, trying to slow down Charlie as much as possible. Here comes Taiga, jumps in, immediately telekinesis into the Fate Bolt, but Charlie's just focusing on these buildings. Just get the mega creeps. It's just the range tracks left, and he quickly gets it. Ninjas of Pajamas are going to be losing heroes here, as they're probably going to lose the Luna twice. But it's mega creeps. It's mega creeps at 31 minutes in. Liquid, if they're going to come back into this game, it's going to be a long, long haul.
All right, cue up the Battle Fury on the Slark. I mean, it's Mega Creeps. You're versus Nature's Prophet, and there's Mega Creeps. There's like probably like a what, 3% chance. I think less than that. I probably like a 1 to 3% chance at maximum that they can come back with this. The gold lead is actually not that bad, but I don't believe that 8% is generous.
Yeah, I think so too. Ninjas in Pajamas, like they've got plenty of options. Whether it's the Furion doing his Furion things, they've got the Luna who does so well at being able to cut down those tier 4 towers if they ever get a chance to approach that base.
You have 40 seconds where Luna is down. Let's see if Mika can get like a ton of stacks built up and chase, and then when Luna respawns, they insta-kill him, then they can go throne or something. But as long as NiP just does not go outside the base, yeah, they're fine here, because the creeps are going to push into the base, into the enemy base.
Everyone hang out around your tier 4s. There's nothing else you need to do here.
Wow. I'm still very amazed how quickly they turned that one. Just a small matter of moments. And now it's a full butterfly on the Luna. Luna does not have buyback, though. You know, he does commit all his gold onto that butterfly. Oh. But look at this bottom. You know, those creeps.
Yeah, Liquid's going to have to back up eventually here. Okay, they're going to try and maintain their offensive front by relocating back.
All right. There's still a second wave coming in, though, bottom and top.
Ninjas in Pajamas are going to go out for that relocate.
Okay.
And they're going to be met by all of Liquid. This is going to be a 5-man fight that they could potentially lose. Bounce back of the Lotus Orb does quickly stun up Nisha. A lot of damage on Boxy there. NiP.Ace right in the middle of all this. When he does get lassoed up, trying to get the save from Insania. He's going to go, but he's taking too much damage. The Slark gets blown up, and now there's no buyback from any of these heroes, and that should be it. Ninjas in Pajamas, all they have to do is finish off Koifa, the only damage dealer left in this game. And that's it. Taiga may have gotten away, but he's the only one, the sole survivor.
Wow. GG.
GG, man.
Team Liquid, after a kind of like, I wouldn't say like fully botched laning phase, but a laning phase that NiP takes advantage of because of Supreme's movements, they bring it back. They take some really good fights.